Hi there. We are back decorating date night with Troy and Dina. Come to the basement. Woo! All right, you hear that? Power of power. Power saw? What is this called? Circular saw?
This is a miter saw.
Miter saw. All right. So Andrew, explain.
So all we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up our saw to a 45-degree angle.
So what we're doing is a DIY crown molding. You can do this. This is actually just any sort of molding you can use. And what you do is instead of doing a traditional crown molding where you have to kind of wedge it in between the ceiling and the wall.
This is the cheater's version.
This is just going to go on the ceiling, but it gives you the same effect as crown molding.
It's way, you'll see when we go upstairs, it's way easier.
Seriously, you can do this. All right,
If you've done crown molding, you're like, oh, I'm never doing that again, do this instead, and you won't mind doing it again.
So this, okay, so what we have at our house is a hand saw miter box. This is so much easier because it's a power one. All right, so how do you set up the different settings?
Sure. So your different degrees of angle are going to be along here on the dial. We're just going to use this screw-in mechanism to loosen it here, and then we're just going to swing the actual saw blade with this handle here. So I'm going to set it back to 45. You've got a 45 on each side, so you can make cuts either side.
Gotcha. So I will tell you this, when you're doing your molding up on a ceiling, when you're doing this, so these angles are the same way when you're doing it, because in order to do the four corners, you want to always make a V. Just say, oh, I want to be a V.
So you can see in this particular case, we don't have a V.
We don't have a V.
That's going from long side is to the right, short side to the left, and this is right to left as well. You can see how they're the same.
So you need to make a V.
So if you wanted them to fit up into the corner, yeah, you'd cut this one that way,
So you have to make a V.
which is about what we're about to do, I guess.
There you go.
We'll go ahead and square up our board with the back here.
Yeah.
That way it's square.
And you're going to make sure your hands are all safe and sound.
Please do that.
I'm just going to eye it up so I see that my blade's coming down on the corner. And then I'm going to make sure my hand's out of the saw as well.
And now you've got your V. Now this would be a piece of cheater's crown molding for a really, really small room.
So actually, you want to just hold it up in that corner just so we can get a feel for what?
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So, and if we're going up on the ceiling, like, yeah, hold it like.
There you go.
I don't know if I can get the angle there for too well. There we go.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can probably describe it better if I have it in my hand. So I'll go find a corner. Let's say over here. We have a corner
That
over
is
here.
So much easier than a mic.
So we're gonna put this
Yes, we have
here like that.
I don't want to
And then the other piece would go here like that. They would fit together. It's a simple 45-degree angle.
Yep.
The trick here is to attach it to the ceiling. If you do a traditional crown molding, you're attaching to the ceiling and to the wall, and the angle is not a 45-degree angle, and it takes like a calculus degree to figure it out, and you have a headache, and you get aggravated, and you make mistakes, and oh my gosh, it's impossible.
All right, so coming to the half bath, you'll see where we've got it all up, and Danny is actually patching it. But you can see it gives you the effect of the crown molding without the headache. How awesome is this? Highly recommend it.
And so we've nail gunned it up into place.
Uh-huh.
And so Danny is filling in those nail hole pops. I don't know if it's showing up on the video, but you can kind of see the seam there. Fill that in with a little bit of spackle too, and the seam just disappears. And in this case, particularly since it's not a super tall ceiling in this bathroom, you wouldn't have wanted a traditional crown molding to bring the
No.
ceiling height lower
When
visually.
you do it on the ceiling, it actually brings your eye up, so it lengthens and makes it more tall from floor to ceiling. So, because your eye is drawn up, it looks great. So easy to do.
So anyway, I guess that's all we have to show you, right? I'm telling you, it's not, I guess, technically crown molding, but it is because it's at the crown.
Yeah.
But it's not the traditional way of doing crown molding. And this is just basic
It's
molding
that we got from
This is like
Lowe's.
floorboard. This is like floorboard molding, basically, right?
Yeah, chair rail.
Oh, chair rail?
Chair rail
molding
yeah.
that we just
Put on the ceiling.
repurpose. You can use whatever kind of molding you want. Just make sure you attach it to the ceiling, and then you can use a simple 45-degree angle. We learned this trick a number of years ago.
Yeah. when we
After
do
I was
our
about
house.
to just be done with home remodeling projects forever after trying to do crown molding.
And it's way more cost effective too, because crown molding, typically they charge way more for. So, anyway.
And yeah, so anyway, let's do the shout outs really quick. We've got Carolyn Falcone,
Hey, it's my cousin.
Caitlin
Hey,
Walter,
Caitlin's watching.
Lily. Was Lily watching earlier too?
Yes.
Lily's
Hi,
back.
Lily.
And she says, I love that.
Isn't it great? So easy.
Now, it doesn't have the chunkiness that you might want in certain crown molding situations.
Well, you can get.
But you can get the fatter.
Typically, what you'll have to do is I've found that if you want like some, they have the really really wide, and we have that in our home downstairs half bath. You'll have to order that online. Typically, this size you can get at Home Depot, but if you want like a really fat one, just order that online. Architecturaldepot.com, I think is.
Yeah. And before we go, one last thing that I'm thinking of from our project. Sometimes you're tempted to go cheap, and so you get the molding that's not actually wood, and it's that like foamy kind of stuff. Don't do that. It doesn't hold up over time.
We've done it.
It begins to warp and doesn't hold its integrity. I mean, it's good for a few years, and then it starts to it looks like it's not real wood, or that the wood got water damaged, but it's not even wood, so it's plastic.
Yeah,
And
use
so
real wood.
you get what you pay for.
And the other thing is real quick, so we opted to get the pre-primed white, so you don't have to worry about painting it. Much easier. Just a
And,
little tip.
And Kathy Barone Magda
Hey, Kathy.
watching
how
as well.
Are you?
So this is pretty late at night for people who are watching late at night.
It's late for me. I've been up. I sound like I'm slurring.
What are you guys doing
I've
up?
been
Go to bed.
Almost 24 hours.
It's almost midnight. What do you think? This is New Year's Eve? Go to bed.
Yeah,
Come on.
I've been up since 4. So anyway, for now, hopefully decorating date night with Tori and Dina. We'll have some more projects. Certainly we'll come back and visit Danny and Andrew to show you the finished project of their basement that was the earlier one of our
That we did today, earlier today.
Yeah. So we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Bye.